Righty Jim, February 7th, Kipper Weekly Report, Freedom of Speech. Marjorie Taylor Greene, representative from Georgia, Republican, was removed from her House committee assignments this week by a House vote. There were 11 Republicans that joined with all of the Democrats in removing her. Now, what exactly is Ms. Taylor's crime, or Ms. Greene's crime? Was it that she tried to shoot someone on the House floor? She tried to bring a gun in? No, simply freedom of speech. She simply said things that the House Democrats and a few Republicans did not like. Actually, all of these things, I believe, were said before she was ever elected to Congress. So they are things for liking Facebook posts or retweeting Twitter posts or things that she has posted herself. So it seems to me we're going down a fairly slippery slope here. Why cannot this happen to Democrats when the Republicans run the House? When AOC says crazy things, or Ilhan Omar says things that are very anti-Semitic. Well, we don't know what's going on right now. We have this period of where anything that the Democrats don't like, they have somehow gained the high moral authority to oppose in the name of freedom and liberty. Because there is nothing like freedom and liberty without censorship, of course. One could question whether the Democrats are going down a path of, shall we say, political genocide. Of course, yes, they aren't literally killing Republicans yet, but they're killing them politically in the sense that they are just shutting down all speech that they do not favor or do not like under the guise of protecting freedom. Doesn't sound like the right thing to me, but let's think about this a little bit more, and I'm sure there will be more stories on this. All right, next up, the Time Magazine article this week on how the 2020 election was, quote-unquote, saved by the left. There is an article from Time where they are indicating that there is a great coalition of labor leaders, political activists, big money or big tech money, mostly from Mark Zuckerberg's foundation, to save the 2020 election from Donald Trump by coordinating, getting laws passed, getting Congress to give them extra money to save democracy and save liberty and freedom again. See a common theme here on the left of this, how they are the only ones that can save liberty and save freedom by, shall we say, shutting down other people's ideas and thoughts. The left was deeply concerned that Trump was going to win again and did everything they can, including changing local laws, coordinating, quote-unquote, volunteers at election centers, and those that were overseeing the vote, shall we say, like maybe finding extra ballots in Georgia possibly, or other various things, where a precinct returned 178,000 votes for Joe Biden in Philadelphia and like 2 for Donald Trump went on. So I would say the article is a definite must read. You need to take a look at it, make your own opinions on it. But it certainly pretty much looks like the left bragging about, I wouldn't say stealing the election, but making sure the quote-unquote correct outcome was derived from the election. Now that the statute of limitations is gone and Donald Trump is out of office and can do nothing about it. All of his legal quests, or all of his legal challenges have been put away now that Joe Biden's sitting in the White House, or sitting somewhere in the White House eating ice cream, possibly, I don't know. All right, final topic for the week's review is Starship 9, SN9, flew finally after a long debate between SpaceX and the FAA over flight rules and safety and previous violations of the FAA launch rules. Remember, the FAA oversees all flights of spacecraft as far as their takeoffs, their launches in the United States. Even if you are an American company and launch somewhere else, you still need FAA approval because you're an American company in where you are based and work out of. So Starship 9 flew this week, had a good flight. Unfortunately, the landing was somewhat marred by what SpaceX refers to as a RUD, a rapid unscheduled disassembly. Many people would call that a crash of the craft because one of its three engines did not fire on demand near the landing. It's basically it's flying. The way I look at it is it's flying like a spacecraft would in a Bugs Bunny movie where it goes, where it's just a single stage craft that goes up that looks like a cylindrical thing with a pointy end on the end of it and flaps and rocket engines under it. Exactly what you've always seen in like cartoons and stuff. So they basically send it up, then they basically tilt it over 90 degrees and it lands, and it comes down just before landing or it comes down on its belly, and then just for landing, it flips back up into the upright position. The problem was one of the engines did not fire in time, and like I said, it came down and crashed. So there's another one already sitting on the pad, a few hundred yards from the crash site, waiting to take off. They build these in rapid succession. So there's already the 11th ones being worked on, and then they've got another one, and they've got others sitting in their production facilities down in Boca Chica, Florida. One other thing to quickly point out is that that February will also see 3 Martian landings from the United States, China, and I believe one other European Space Agency are all sending rovers and landers to Mars. So if you're into this, it's a good thing to check out right now. There really is a second space age coming in the American commercial space industry, and it's something to watch along with the educational and national government offerings for the Mars landings this month. So I couldn't officially call this Space Month, but it's something you really want to look into. All right, Righty Jim, have a good day.